guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Zalliah, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're coming back, welcome back, you guys. If you haven't read the title, I decided to step into solitude, and I've been on this journey for about 2 months now. Before I go into more detail about my solitude journey and the things that I do to, keep me happy when I'm feeling lonely, what do I do to, reduce that feeling? I really want to share the story on how I got here. This is extremely personal and extremely vulnerable for me, so please be patient with me while I'm telling this story, you guys. Back in 2023 of May, I decided to go to a homeless shelter. I was in that homeless shelter from May 10th to November 1st. That's about 5-6 months. Before I get into details of that, I want to tell you guys about what got me to the homeless shelter. When I was back at home, I wasn't happy. I was struggling with depression. I was struggling with anxiety. I felt alone. I had people surrounding me, but I didn't feel loved. I was very, very, very lonely. And I was at that point where I said, I can't do this anymore. I remember looking out the window and just being like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I need to get out. My intuition was telling me, you need to leave, you need to leave. I was only 22 years old at the time. I didn't have a lot of money, obviously not enough money to get my own place and leave. So I started looking into psych wards. I started looking into rehab facilities. I wasn't even on drugs. And I'm not even a crazy person. I just knew I need to get out of here. And I was doing all this research, and God blessed me with a family friend that knew about the shelter, and she recommended that I went there. So I ended up going there, and I'm so grateful that I did. Once I left that environment and I went to this environment, even though it was still stressful and exhausting, I will never forget the day where I was talking to a friend on the phone, and I was just saying, I've never felt this in my life. And I remember saying, I don't want to leave here. My brain can breathe. I can see. I can get up in the morning and throw on a pair of leggings and a sweatshirt and go on with my day. I can breathe. I don't want to leave here. Of course, that doesn't sound normal, because who doesn't want to leave a homeless shelter? But that's how bad my mental state was in the environment that I was in. I was constantly under stress. I was constantly just unhappy, and I felt lonely, and I had tightness in my chest. I would wake up and I would just feel like I always do this gesture to explain it. Just take your hands and just put them over your hands and block out all the lighting that's around you right now. And just imagine walking around like that. Just imagine every day being a gloomy day. And that's literally how I felt at home. And when I went to the shelter, I felt so relieved. I was still under stress, but in this environment, I was dealing with so many different types of people. It allowed me to get a different perspective of life, a different perspective of people. I got to talk to people. I got to communicate with people whose struggles were worse than mine. It brought in my perspective and just my look of things, and it really did help me become the person that I am right now. Now, when I was in the shelter, I was in therapy. I was seeing my therapist once a week. When I went to the shelter, I told my therapist, I need to see you twice a week. I was going through things not only at home, in the shelter, and at work. It was just such a hard time. And that's when we started unlocking a lot of the traumas. It was all about Zalliah. Like, seriously. I was at this point where I was just like, I don't want to feel this anymore. Here. Like, it was just like, it wasn't take all my trauma, it was listen to it and help me, because I do not want to feel like this anymore. I'm away from that environment, and I'm here, and I'm aware that being here is not normal, it's not healthy, but it's bringing me peace, and I want to heal eternally from the inside so I can enjoy the rest of my life. Because I'm only 22 years old, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna be angry, stuck, holding on to trauma, depressed, have anxiety for the rest of my life. I was not going to do that, and I made sure I put in that work to get better, and I did. I am in full remission for my depression. I still have anxiety. I'm very much aware of what is triggering it, and I'm working on it right now, but I put in that work to get better. And I just want to let anyone and everyone that's out there that's struggling with depression or anxiety, I know it is hard, especially if you live in LA and everything that's so expensive, and with the finances and the people, and you want to look a certain way. It's just it's like a whole completely different thing. But you have to put in the work to make that change. No one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to take care of you like you will. And once I realized that, that's when I put myself in therapy, because I need to heal. I want to be happy and I want to be better. So during this time when I was at the shelter, I was in therapy, seeing her twice a week. I found a hobby, and that hobby was dance, pole dance. And it allowed me to just feel so feminine, so sexy. I was able to push myself and my body in a healthy way, because I tended to push myself mentally and really do damage to my brain. And so when I started doing pole dance, I got to push my body physically, like, oh, I love this move, I'm gonna get this move, I'm gonna get it down. And it also allowed me to tap into being a soft feminine woman and being able to just feel just so sensual and just feminine. And I'm getting an exercise in. It just taps into so many different things, and I truly enjoyed it, and that helped as well with my anxiety and my depression. So I'm in therapy, I started doing pole dance, and I just started hanging out by myself. I literally just had myself and the family friend that recommended me to this place. She was by my side the whole journey, the whole time I was in the shelter. She was there, and I love her, and I'm so thankful for her, because if it wasn't for her, I have no idea. I probably would have ended up going back home. And I'm so grateful I didn't, because that shelter is the reason why I'm here in this place today. At the 4-month mark of me being in the shelter, that's when my eyes started really opening, and I was like, okay, I need to get the hell out of here. And a month and a half later, they put me here. Once I moved here, I was like, okay, I can start hanging out with my friends again, this, that, and the third, right? Then I realized I was filling cups for people that were not filling cups they weren't filling my cup. I was filling theirs, and they would not fill mine. And that's when I was like, I want to leave. I want to go to Costa Rica. I want to change my phone number. I want to disappear. I don't want to like be here anymore. Like, not suicidal, but like I don't want to be, or I want to change like the people that I'm around. And I had the mindset that I needed to like remove myself again. That's when I realized I'm in control of my life now. I can make the changes that I want to make. I started cutting people off. I cut people off because I realized I was filling their cup, but they were not filling mine. And so it was hard. It was hard because I was filling their cup thinking that they would eventually fill mine, or I would fill their cup all the way and they'll give me a spit of juice. And I realized this is not okay. And I can't accomplish what I want on my vision boards if I keep filling up people's cups that will not fill mine. And I'm filling up people's cup when mine isn't even all the way full yet. And I was just like, okay, what do I need to do? I removed them respectfully. And when I say I removed everyone, even the people that were genuinely my friends. I simply just told them like, I just need time right now. In that moment, if you ever decide to go through this phase, trust me, when you decide to cut friends off, you will know who are the ones that needs to stay, and you will know of the ones that need to go. It is so hard, but I'm telling you, if you stand your ground, and like we say, you stand on business and you hold it down, it will help and it will make a change. And it has for me. When I cut my family and friends off, it allowed me to be in tune with Zalliah. What does Zalliah like to wear? What does Zalliah like to eat? What does Zalliah like to spend her money on? What would Zalliah like to try? What if we did something new? Oh, these are feelings? Let's get in tune with them. Let's touch them. Let's see them. Let's feel them. Let's listen to them. I started tapping into myself so deeply. Like, it makes me emotional sometimes because I never thought that I would be here right now. I started eating way better. I started going to pressed juice, eating salads, eating fruits and vegetables. I started taking supplements. I was exercising. I was going to pole class. I would go on hikes. I would just sit and be in my own presence sometimes and just spend time with God. I would journal. I would just genuinely take the time to pamper myself. Self-care days, sit in the tub. Those little things ground me and allowed me to figure out who Zalliah was. Because last year I didn't know who I was. I was just following everyone. I was following what my mom and my dad wanted me to do. I was following what I saw on social media. I was following the friends that I had around me. I was just doing things that wasn't healthy, and I had to make those changes to make myself better because I was tired of being sad. I still have moments till this day. I still get lonely. When I get lonely, I pray. I find something to do. It's a journey, and I really just wanted to come on here and just share what I've been through and just hope that someone out there can relate. The reason why I'm being so vulnerable and real and transparent is because I really want you guys to see me becoming my version of that girl, and this is exactly why I created this series. This series allows me to just document the journey that I'm on. And how can I document the journey I'm on and not give you guys the real, uncut, raw, vulnerable thing? And so that's why I'm talking about this right now. I'm extremely nervous putting this out there, but I'm also really excited. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.